AITA for canceling my wedding? I am 29 years old and I have been with my partner for 12 years now. Since we have been together, his mother has made it clear that she hates me. I never understood the reason, but I think it is out of jealousy, given that before me, he was mommy's boy. My partner proposed to me when we discovered that I was 3 months pregnant, and I said yes. I was very excited and quickly began the preparations. I hired a wedding planner and from there everything went wrong. My MIL told everyone that I was a bad woman for not taking care of my own wedding and that I was tying up her son with a pregnancy, that I was lazy and kept. We both paid for the wedding. Since we have been together for so long, we have a shared savings account and we have been able to save a lot. We always said that if we ever separated we would split the account in half, and now that we were going to get married and have a baby, we used it for planning, but my MIL says that the tradition is that the bride's father pays for the wedding, and since I don't have a father I should take care of the expenses. My fiancé told her that was stupid and to stay out of her finances, and he wasn't asking her for money. Even though my boyfriend threatened not to invite her to the wedding, my MIL continued making comments like that. Everything collapsed when I tried some things from the banquet and realized that they had nuts and other things to which I am allergic. Although I did report my allergies to the coordinator, I ended up in the emergency room. Luckily nothing happened to my baby, although if he was in danger, it was when my boyfriend asked the organizer for an explanation. It turns out that I and she communicated by email and he never received my list of what we were allergic to. That is, if my husband's one arrived, but when it came to mine it said no allergies. My husband has the emails registered on his mother's computer, since it was our old computer. My partner didn't think twice and immediately accused her of it, and he also told her that he no longer wanted to have contact with her. For my part, I began to rethink my entire situation. He has already recanted and brought his mother back into our lives again, so I can't trust his word. And I really don't plan to risk it again, and even less so with my baby. She didn't care that she could lose her grandson. I love him, with all my heart, but right now I have more love for my son and also fear of his mother. Little by little I was canceling things, and when it came time to return certain deposits I put them in the savings account. My partner did not realize this fact until he went to the place where we had ordered the cake to make sure of the ingredients and found out about my cancellation, after asking me by call why I cancelled, so I asked him to meet up. I told him that I no longer felt safe about getting married, that I loved him but I didn't feel safe that the two of us, me and my baby, would be close to his family, that I wouldn't marry him but that he would be part of our baby's life. He told me that he was willing to stay away from everyone for both of us, but I can't believe him. He had already said it before and a few months later we were back to the same thing. I remained firm with my decision and gave him the ring. I also showed him everything I could return to the shared account. I told him that what they would not refund I only deducted from my part and that I already divided our money and took out my part. It's been a week and I'm devastated. He is too. Our mutual friends have told me. Some say I did well and others say I was miserable. I only look out for the health and well-being of my baby and myself. His mother started spreading the rumor that it was my ex who broke up with me when she discovered that my son was not hers, and I have received comments calling me a slut and a prostitute. Update. Thank you all for your comments and for your advice. It's been almost 2 months since my mother-in-law tried to poison me while I was pregnant with her grandson, and a few things happened. My MIL continued to spread rumors that I cheated on her son and that my baby was not her grandson. So I got tired and asked my ex to come out and say that everything his mother said was a lie, but he didn't do it. On the contrary, he told me, let's do a DNA test so that my mother will stay silent. I told him that I would not please her and that if he was not going to defend myself and his son, he better not even think about being the father of my baby. Not even that made him react. So I blocked him and decided to consult with a lawyer on the issue of custody and parental rights. After that discussion I had a few really calm days. The accusations simply stopped and many apologized. For a moment I believed that my ex had come to his senses and defended me. But the peace ended quickly. Last week my MIL entered my apartment, where she lived with her son before we separated. By force, I don't know how and I don't know how long ago, but she had a key, and she stole my baby's ultrasounds and all my medical records from my house. Luckily, I caught her just when she was running away from my apartment. I confronted her. She tried to justify her actions and say that the ultrasounds also belonged to her son. When I asked her to hand me what she had taken from my house, she started yelling at me, that I was taking her grandson away from her. I reminded her that she had tried to kill her grandson and she had disowned him. That's when the attack became physical. Good luck to me. My neighbors came out when they heard the screams and defended me. Also one of them they decided to call the police. Finally they took her away for assault and burglary. I also reported her for poisoning. When they arrested her they discovered that she had also stolen my passport and money, and she justified everything because she was afraid that I would flee the country with her grandson. After that scandal, my ex came to my apartment complaining about me for reporting his mother. he also tried to hit me, but at that moment his sister and Bil were there and they defended me and called the police. Before, he had violent reactions but he had never tried to hit me. I must say that my SIL always was and is very kind to me. She was the one who always defended me, the one who set limits for her mother, and it was SHE who spoke to every person who called me a bitch and she told them what my MIL did to me. With everything that happened, I no longer felt safe in my apartment, so I made the decision to return to my native country, before my baby is born, so while I gather all the necessary things and receive the discharge from my doctor, I stay at my SIL and her partner's house. Regarding the legal issue, I must say that I am considering not continuing with the complaint, given that this takes time and I am already almost 6 months pregnant, so my possibilities of leaving before my daughter is born are being limited. Edit. I'm sorry in advance if you don't understand my English. I try to improve every day but it's difficult for me.